Well, hey there. Welcome to Satisfactory. Welcome to what I'm calling Satisfactory for Dummies. I've just kind of gotten back into this game since the latest updates have come out, update 8, I believe. And, in playing it again, I've come to appreciate it more. There have been a lot of improvements. Plus, I've started to learn a few things that I didn't know before about things that make playing this game a lot more pleasant. So I want to share those as we go, but I think the best thing to do is just kind of get right into it. If you're not familiar with Satisfactory, if you're familiar with Factory games, I imagine you would be, but if you're a fan of Factorio, if you're a fan of Dyson Sphere Program, here is... I always kind of call Dyson Sphere Program a combination of Factorio and this game, Satisfactory. Satisfactory is like a first-person Factorio. We're landing on a planet, we don't know anything about it, and our job is to build resources that the big bad overlords say we should build. Rather than building a rocket and putting a satellite into orbit, as we do in Factorio, here, we're serving the Fix-It Corporation, and we're just doing what they tell us to do, but not really explaining why we're doing it. But that's fine, because we don't care. Because we like factory games. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. New game. We're going to start in the grass fields. There's a couple of different places we can start, but I will tell you something. One of the things I don't really care for with this game, which is not really a big deal. Now, Factorio is a procedurally generated map every time. The odds of getting the same map are almost nil. Not quite zero, but pretty close to it. So you're going to get a different map every time. You can almost guarantee it. Satisfactory, not so much. There's one map. It's a big map. It's huge. And there's multiple starting locations and multiple biomes, but really it is only one map. So once you know it, you know it. Now conquering the whole map takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. So really, it's not going to be a bad thing. But we're going to go ahead and start in the grass fields. It's ideal for first-time pioneers. And I'm going to put this note out to everybody right now, by the way, because this is Satisfactory for Dummies. We're going to call that SFD. And actually, I'm actually going to do SFD 2. Because I tried to start this before, set up another game save, and botched it. So, because I am a dummy. Anyway, for those of you who have even moderate experience with this game, you're probably going to do a better job than I do. So you can watch, I invite you to watch, out of morbid curiosity, or just, point fingers and laugh. Or if you want, you can do some backseat gaming, yeah. So if you see something that I'm doing wrong, by all means, knock yourself out and tell me about it. I'm okay with that. Anything I can learn, I want to learn, rather than sitting there reading stuff on the Facebook page, which is fine. And I'll tell you what, I teach a lot, or I learn a lot from reading the Facebook page. However, nothing like actually getting your hands dirty and doing it and having somebody tell you, hey, there's a better way to do that. I'm okay with that in this case. We're not trying to solve a mystery, and you're not going to take anything away by telling me if I'm doing something all jacked up. So let's go ahead. I'm going to, enable skip the onboard process and start the game at tier 1. Yes, start the game. Go for it. So that's what I do. Just started at tier 1. And you'll understand the tiers as we go. Here we are. Looking around. Okay, I guess we're not going to be talked to by the, by Cortana, or whatever it is, this robot that talks to us every once in a while. Okay, just trying to get an idea where we are at. Okay, here, grumblings. These creatures right here, pretty harmless, but we are going to go ahead and, this is our inventory. Let's get the Xeno Zapper ready to go. Also, yep, there we go. Xeno Zapper. Yep, you're a dumbass. So here's what we want to do. The first thing we got to do is, in our inventory, we've got our hub. This is the start of everything. This is where we're going to begin. But let's first find some resources. And the way we're going to do that is hit V. Let's look for iron ore. Where's the closest iron ore to where we're at? Okay, oops. Boom, 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 boom. Those are the first places they showed up, so let's go this way. I'd like to at least be near something. And you know what? We should really be picking up this garbage as we go because we're going to need it. Oh, and here's some food.
This is one of multiple
Okay, there it
edibles
is.
we have detected in your vicinity, which are within approved nutritional and medical categories as established by R&D. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
The MAM. The, I think it's... Let's see, what does MAM stand for? Something analysis something. Material analysis something. Okay. Alright, so here's our first Xeno that we're going to zap. You can almost always count on there being something guarding resources. Come on, come to Papa. Ah, crap, it hit us. Oh, he's playing ping pong with us. Piece of crap. Yep. Okay, okay. Dang it! He's getting the better of us. Or me. I mean... Come on. Shoot! There we go. Dead. Take that.
The remains of this creature might shed light on how to increase chances of survival. A new
Okay.
research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's some iron ore veins. And let's get this thing out from the center of it. Both of them, in fact. Oh, this is a pure... Oh, this is impure. Crap, okay. I bet this is also impure. Yes, it is. Okay, so these mining... These ore veins have varying levels of purity. From pure to normal to impure. And these are the least favorable. They're impure. But you know what? We're fine for now. So let's go ahead. We've got some portable mining machines. Got these great little things. Oh, we have to take these Xenozapper because we only have one hand slot. Alright. Drop one there. And shoot, might as well drop one. There's great animations in this game, by the way. And let's go ahead and put another one there. You have two running at a time, that's fine. Okay, so we've got the iron. So, like I said, let's go ahead and set up the hub. Okay, this is where we're going to get our instructions from the great and powerful corporate overlords. Okay, we should be getting, yep, that's it right there. Okay. Yeah, he's going to land right there. We're going to put the materials that they demand from us and send it on up to our corporate space overlords. Come on, drop it in place. Boom. Okay. Gonna say things? Come on, I know you're gonna say things. Nope, guess not. Okay. So we go to the hub, and we have the opportunity to do things here. So what we do is we can pick base building. We can research base building, which is going to give us foundations. Foundations are huge, and we are absolutely going to do that first. But then there's logistics, which gives us the ability to split our conveyor belts or merge them into one. We can run conveyor belts vertically, and productivity display. We don't need that yet. Does it say anything about a extra hand slot? Yeah, we'll get there. Okay. Screws and copper, so we're going to need to find some copper. This is also important, so we're going to do this base building, field research, and actually I'm kind of leaning toward the field research first. Foundations are super important. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll go for this first because I think we can hit it. We need iron, and we need concrete. Okay, so this list right down here is going to tell us what we need to find in order to unlock base building. Okay, we've got, let's see, we need to find 200 units of concrete, iron plates, which we're already set for. We've already found the number we need, and then iron rods. We actually started the game with those iron plates. We have 60 iron rods. We need 100, so 40 more of those. So what we do, see, pick base building, select milestone. All right. And then right up here, I think this is fairly new. I don't remember this being a thing in the past, where if there's relevant items that you need to add that are pertinent to whatever it is you're looking at, they'll kind of separate them out. So, I mean, they're here in the inventory, but here they're highlighted like, hey, if you're looking for concrete, just click right from here. We can go ahead and do that with the iron. We can do that with the iron rods. So clearly we need iron. But there's something I want to show you. First of all, let's go ahead, get the iron out of these machines that have formed so far. Got that. Got that. Okay, first tip on the whole Satisfactory for Dummies list, because this one made me feel like a fool. I felt like a dummy when I read this on the Facebook post. So when you go to the bench, typically what we do when you go to the workbench, for those of you familiar with the game, hopefully I'm teaching you something. When you go up to the workbench, you can select a recipe. In this case, we're going to select iron ingots because we have a whole crap ton of iron ore now. So, what I would usually do is just click the craft button. Okay, just boom, 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 and it's making stuff. And as soon as you release the mouse button, it's done. But if you look down here at the bottom, when it says craft, it doesn't say left mouse button, it says space. Left mouse button is for select, so you can select something. But here for craft, it says space. Well, somebody on Facebook actually read the menu and pointed it out to all of us who didn't. So right here where it says craft, just hit the space button, just tap the space button. And I don't have my camera going, but I put my hands up and say, hey, hands are free. I'm not touching the computer. It is crafting on its own. So when you have a lot of things that need to be manually crafted, hit the space bar, not the mouse button. So we're going to turn a whole bunch of iron ore to iron ingots. And now, unfortunately, I can't, in the game, I can't walk away from the bench. But at least when I have to make 130 something iron ingots, I can tap the space bar, go take a leak, come back, and then have it done. You know what I'm saying? So first really awesome tip right there. Use the space bar to craft mass amounts of items at the workbench. Oh, also, one thing you can do, and I'm sorry, I just clicked it and then thought I should say something about it, is this, I think, might be something new. Every time you see a menu of a bunch of items in some inventory, whether it be a crate or your own inventory, there's this little thing down here. It says trash it or sort. So you can actually go ahead and hit the sort button and it will actually sort things out and separate them. And if stacks have been split, it will consolidate those stacks. So the inventories can get so cluttered, you may have a bunch of things in there that you don't even realize, and you may double things up, and hitting the sort button more often than not will free up an inventory space you didn't realize you had available. So it's something to be aware of. And we're just about done with the iron. Okay, let go of this. Yeah, let go of that. All right, so we got our iron ingots. Let's go ahead. We need 40 more iron rods. So let's do that. And they craft really quickly. And as soon as we have 40, we'll go ahead. Actually, I might as well do a larger number than that because we're going to need a bunch. We can go right up to 100, I suppose. Okay. So then we can go back over here and hit left shift and then dump them in. So now we got 2 out of 3. So next we need concrete. And in order to make concrete, we need limestone. It's called limestone. So let's hit V and let's do a scan for limestone. Okay. Boom, right there. Okay, I know there's a bunch around here because I've seen this area of the map before. All right, where is the limestone? Oh, it's off this cliff, isn't it? Is it off this cliff? Yes, it is. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down there and get it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do another scan and see if we can go in a different direction. I mean, I'm glad it's right there. And if we have a mining machine, that's great. But we have to go down there and get it. Okay, that is how far away? Okay, these are 200. All right, we'll go that way. Or you know what? It might actually be quicker to go around here and go to this one. Ooh, we're gonna grab. I see lumber. We're gonna grab that wood. We're gonna grab that. Okay. Well, I guess we have to. I guess it is actually quicker to go to the first one we found. Okay. So here's what we do. No, we don't need the Xeno Zapper apparently, but we do need these. Put that there. And do we have another one? Okay, drop that there. So we want that to collect up limestone. We're going to turn that into concrete, of course. But, and I'm gathering all this stuff here by hand. You can see there's little things that E to pick up the leaves. Do it. Eventually we'll get a chainsaw and we'll be able to cut these trees down, but not yet. We don't have that yet. Right now all we can grab is leaves. Okay, we have some reinforced iron plates that were given to us as part of the inboarding process, because what you do is you like disassemble your drop pod and you get a couple of interesting items, and we can use those, I think, to make a constructor. Yeah, they use reinforced iron plates. All right, so let's look for copper next. So at least find out where it's at. Okay, we'll take it. Oh crap, that looks like it's not close. Okay, now let's get the Xeno Zapper. Oh, you know what? Before we go, I have no actual mining machines to bring with me. These automated minings. Oh, here we go. Pick it up. Let's go ahead and empty it out since it's done. When they stop running, that means they have a full stack in their inventory. And I'm actually going to put the iron ore in here. Do we have the ability to make an equipment workshop? Yes, we do. All right, so we're going to make this. Okay, and we can make at least two portable miners. Okay. We can make 11 portable miners if we want one. And now let's go find copper. I'm not going to show this every time, but just get used to the fact that you're going to have to fight one of these bad boys. There you go. Usually takes about 4 hits. And just understand you will have to fight those things, something, every time you come across a resource. Because that's just the way video games work. And once again, we want to pull the knot off the center. Okay, can we actually? You can see there's an icon on our compass at the top, and it says the hub. That is home. So if you need to reorient yourself, just find that thing on your compass. Okay, put that there. And drop that there. With the miners, you got to put them in your hand. A little bit of a pain in the ass. All right, so now that we've done that, let's see what we can do about the concrete. Now I'm gathering all this biomass materials, all these leaves. I'm gathering them up because we're going to need them for generating power. Oh, by the way, these berries and nuts will regenerate over time, so don't worry about not having any available. If you want to depend on that food, there's nothing wrong with that. But just, yep, it's already done. But just understand, it'll take a little while, but it will regenerate. Also, you're gonna find when you get vehicles and you run over plants by mistake, so, run over those food plants and they disappear, and you're like, oh no, I needed that. Don't worry about it. It'll be back. It'll grow back. Might take it a little bit, but it will grow back. Also, these nuts and berries and things that you can collect will be useful for when you do your research on the MAM. Okay, so now that we've got our concrete, now that we've got our limestone, let's go ahead and turn it into concrete. And for that, we have our beautiful little space bar. Now, I'll tell you, concrete is easy enough to make. However, you'll notice that it takes 3 units of limestone to make 1 bag of concrete, or one unit of concrete. Like I said, it's easy enough to make, but you're gonna have to gather a whole lot of limestone to make a very relatively small amount of concrete. As far as I'm concerned, you just have to do a lot of concrete gathering. All right, so we've got that done. We've got so really what we need to do is gather more concrete. But while we wait for those things to fill, we're gonna go back to our copper miners. And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab these while we're here. All right, we're gonna go back to our copper miners, and we're gonna pick them up, or pick up their inventories. And boy, I'm starting to think that maybe it would be the worst idea to move the hub. Oh, it's already done. Excellent. Closer to these things. But you know what? That might not be necessary. It might not be necessary because after a while we're going to have mining machines, and that will we can use them to bring the materials to us. But again, what we're looking for is we want to get base building done, researched. All right, so copper. Let's go ahead. Let's make copper ingots. Okay, that takes care of our copper ingots. I'm actually going to go ahead and process our iron ingots as well. So we'll sit through this. Actually, you won't sit through it, thanks to the miracle of editing. Once this is done, we'll go get our limestone. We'll turn that limestone into the remaining 80 something. No, we might actually need more than that. We'll turn it into whatever we need to do to make the remaining, I think it's 76 bits of concrete. And then with that, we should be able to close out this milestone of base building and unlock our foundations. Once we have foundations, I'm going to show you a bunch of other great stuff. Again, if you're familiar with Satisfactory, this will come as no surprise to you, but you know, if you're not familiar with it, hopefully this will give you ideas on how to build. All right, that finishes the iron ingots. So let's cleanse our inventory of all the extraneous crap. Again, we do this frequently. Let's see, what do we got? Actually, there's not a ton of crap there. Let's take what concrete we do have in our inventory, put it on the machine. Now again, 76 more, and we should be good. So let's head north. Now we're gonna sit and wait a little bit, because if my math, unless my math has failed, 102 limestone is going to equal 67, maybe 67 concrete. We need a little more than that. Okay, this ought to do it. Okay. All right, I don't suppose I could climb up here, can I? Okay, so by the way, we've got these two biomass burners, 20 megawatts each, on the back of this machine. All right, let's go ahead and turn this into concrete. Okay. And boom. And push the button. All right.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
All right, we are going to get some more concrete. Okay, there's a few things we're gonna need. All right, first of all, let's reorganize the hot bar. I'm going to show you a couple things. Okay, first is, so what do I have on me? I've got cables. So cables are going to go, okay, so I put this, I'm going to go ahead and hold left alt 1. All right, that's going to put that in the 1 slot. And hitting Q, go to power pole. I'm going to put the power poles, left alt and hit number 2. Put that in the 2 slot. And number 3 is good to stay as conveyor belts. Number 4 is going to be... There's our foundations. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, number 4 is going to be the 2-meter foundation. 2 meters high. It doesn't make a difference whether he's 2 meter, 1 meter, 4 meter. They all cost the same, but the 2-meter foundation, I'm going to use that. All right. So pick that. Oh, he's back, is he? Left alt, number 4. And I'm actually going to take the ramp. There's a ramp. Very helpful. A 4-meter high ramp. I'm going to take that and I'm going to left alt put that into
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
I'm going to make that actually number 6 because I usually do something else as number 5. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? So let's pick another milestone. Now that the what's it called has come back, the freighter has come back, we can pick another milestone, and let's go ahead and add. Let's start the field research. That's going to give us a map, the MAM, the object scanner, which I think we have an object scanner. Isn't that what we're doing when we scan for resources? I don't know. Anyway, we'll do that. And but it will give us another hand slot. It'll give us more inventory slots. So let's go ahead and select that. And we've already got some things we can use. Wire, iron plates. I think we might be able to do this right here, right now. Possibly. Because we've got so much iron and copper on us. Oh, here we go. We can hit the sort button. Boom. All right. So for iron plates, we need 80 more, 81 more. So we're going to make some of them. We need copper wire. Now we need, let's see, we need 300. We've got 48 already given. So that's going to make it about 252. We have the ability, if you look over here, using the copper ingots we have, we can make another 438 units of wire. So we're good there. Now, we can only make 192 screws, but screws are made with iron rods. And if we make iron rods, we can make, that number will go up. The number of screws will go up. Just because it says we can make 192 screws doesn't mean that's the limit of what we can make based on everything in our inventory. We can sit here at the bench and make that number go up. We just have to make the direct ingredients first. Okay, so stop. We're gonna make some iron rods. And you can already see the number of screws is going up. The number of screws that we can make. So we're gonna make a whole bunch of screws. Try to bring that number to 300. Once we get to 300, we'll stop. And there we go. Think on it. Okay. Stop. All right. There's our screws. There's our plates. Oh, copper. Right. Wire. Let's make wire. And we need 250 spools of wire. I think this also unlocks the MAM. That would be good. That would be very helpful. All right. So then we send that. All right, that should close out all of that. Launch, baby.
The map has been unlocked.
Player upgraded. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the Xeno Zapper in one hand.
The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons.
Well, thank you.
Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Okay, what do we got here? Copper. Oh, that's iron ore. Okay, let's take that. Let's process it. Okay, so that concludes getting rid of the iron ore that's in our inventory. All right, what I'm going to do is make more iron plates. Okay, that concludes making more iron ingots, but let's go ahead and make some more iron plates. We're gonna need those because now it's time to talk about power and getting miners set up and smelters, all that good stuff. So we're gonna need some things to make that happen. Okay, let's do that. Now let's do some iron rods. Oops, stop it. Select the recipe, then do that. Okay. Okay, now that we got the iron rods, let's go ahead and make some copper wire. Okay, we've made wire. So now, let us build our first mining machines. So go to production, miner Mark 1. Oh, we need concrete. Well, son of a biscuit. Okay, so now we're back to making concrete. So let's go retrieve the concrete. Quite honestly, that ought to be the first mining machine we set up, is the one for concrete. And grab all. Now let me see, if we had a mining machine, could we put it here? Okay, it's all it says is can't afford. We're missing concrete. Okay. Which we knew. There's a thing I want to do. I want to build a platform to put this on. Oh, let's get these out of here. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, I'm gonna select that milestone since that's the next one, but we're not gonna worry about that just yet. Let's get concrete. And I think the first mining machine we're gonna make is going to be the concrete, and then we'll have iron plates to make conveyor belts, and then, well, you'll see where we go from there. Okay, that ought to give us enough. So let's see, what do we have for conveyors? Do we have everything we need? I think we do. Miner. All right, let's put this bad boy right here. Okay, let's pick up those mining machines, which are still sitting there. Okay, pick up the miner. And we've got a little bit of clipping going on, but I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, that's one. What I want to do is get this in the vicinity of our hub. Awesome. So what we'll now do is set up... How much concrete do I have? Okay. So let's call up number 4 on the hotkey. Now, I want to show you something. The typical way to build is to place a foundation, one click, and it places it. One click. And then you kind of got to manually place the next one, click it, and there you go. But found this out. Hit R, building mode, and you'll see where it says build mode, vertical, default, which is what you usually do, Zoop. Well, with Zoop, you can you place one as an anchor, and then all you do is move the mouse, and you basically click and drag however far you want, and then one click after that places all 4 or 5 or up to 10. And then it will allow you to build as many as the materials in your inventory allows. So, very cool, I think. So there's a nice little Satisfactory for Dummies tip as the Zoop build mode. If you haven't found it already, check it out. All right, where's the conveyor belt? Where'd it pop out? Okay, let's grab all this garbage so we can actually see the damn ding. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up a constructor. Actually, let's all right, I don't have a lot of concrete left. Well, how much is a constructor gonna cost? All right, let's put this thing right here. And bring our conveyor up to here. And then we're going to set this up to make concrete. And then I'm going to build Go to organization. And we can build a storage container. That storage container sitting right here. And this is going to collect... Oh, God bless America. Okay, so here's another little tip. Use the ladders. Like, one of the things about this game, I told you there was a couple of things about it that, it kind of turned me off. One of them was the fact that it doesn't have procedurally generated maps. The other one is that it is first person. The first person perspective in this game, like I said, it's first person Factorio, makes it somewhat difficult to master the layout. So you don't get the God mode like you do in Factorio. You don't get this overhead view, but so you do it in first person, but there's ladders on a lot of these things that you can climb and stand above the fray and kind of look down and get a quasi God mode. In fact, I will even see, I can lay this thing out, and you can see that green line that appears right there. Do you see that? You see the arrows are pretty self-explanatory, going in, coming out. Now, if you want to line up your belts, they've got these green alignment lines that will appear that tells you when your doors are lined up and your ports are lined up. So that right there we know is lined up. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead, run the conveyor, and now those things are perfectly straight with one another. But there's another thing, and it's, interestingly enough, it's under organization. So go to Q, Lookout Tower. And this provides a good overview, which makes factory construction easier. So you can set this thing up, and it allows you to look down on your presumptive factory, and you can start to lay things out. But now we come to the power. So we can't run these things unless we have power. So what we're going to do is we're going to start feeding these little biomass burners here that are on the back, these biomass generators. Each one is 20 megawatts, but there's no connection and there's no fuel. We're going to provide those. So, on my hotbar, item number 2 are the utility poles. Now, these Mark 1 utility poles, see if we can see it if we go to number 1, which is power line. So we build the pole, then we select power line. And if we hold it over the pole, we can see it says 0 of 4. That means there's 4 ports on the pole, 4 connection points. None of them are being used. So as soon as we take a power line, boom, and then go over to one generator, now we see it's 1 of 4. So we click on it again and go over to the other generator, and now 2 of them are used. So when you set up your factory, kind of keep in mind these Mark 1 poles, they only have 4 ports. That basically means that if you use them like a typical utility pole, 1 comes in, 1 comes out. Okay, so 1 line comes in, 1 line goes out to something else, and when it does, then that only leaves you 2 ports left, because 1 came in, 1 came out. Or if it dead ends, then you can power 3 items, or you can receive power from 3 items. So always keep that in mind. We're going to take this over here. I mean, I always try not to max out your poles if you can avoid it. We're going to place a pole here, right about there, and then we're going to run a power line to there. So now we've got power to the constructor. We don't need to power the storage, but we do need to get power to the mining machine. So let's take, you can click on the power line. You can take the power line, click it on this, and it will drop a pole where you need it if you have the materials available. And it will tell you, it'll turn red when it's too long or you can't place it. All right, so then take the power line again, and you can connect it to the miner. And right now, there's a red light on the miner, which basically says, I'm not ready to mine, I have no power. Also, any pole or utility, like a generator, any whatever you go to, any of these utility equipment you go to, hit E, and it will give you a breakdown of how the power grid is set up. And right now, there's 9 megawatts of, it says max consumption, it basically means consumption. Max consumption possible on this system is 9 megawatts. Okay, but it's not consuming anything right now. So here's what you do. Take all this biomass material you've gotten, and I'm going to pop it into one of these generators. All right, how much we got? 500. There we go. Now you see how quickly the leaves are being eaten up. But what we should start to see is you should start to see concrete coming up this belt. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, there it is. Concrete's coming up. Excellent. Well, not the concrete, but the limestone. All right, we're going to do something else. Can we do another constructor? I've only got so many reinforced iron plates, but we can, let's see, another constructor. We have the ability to make more efficient fuel, and we're going to do that. I'm going to set this thing off to the side, actually. We're going to make a constructor. Right here. And we're going to set up two... yeah, I think we can do it. I think we're going to set up 2 storage units. Storage containers. Actually, here we go. Get up on the machine here. One for the input and one for the output. So, the receiving end, and you can stack them, which is very cool. Okay, so then we're going to grab our conveyor belts. Bring it around there. We're going to take this output, bring it up there. Now we're going to tell this to make biomass out of leaves. Okay? Much more efficient, energy efficient than leaves. So let's do the thing with the power. I'm going to connect it over here. Connect this to that. Now, let's go over here to the biomass. I'm actually going to take it. Everything stopped. Split it. Split it again. And then I'm just going to put this 125 in there. And I'm going to put the rest into this lower container. And sort it to bring it all together. Okay. Now it's going to take all these leaves and it's going to turn it into biomass, and then we're going to put that back into the generator. Now let's take a look at the power grid at this moment. Okay, max consumption is 13. So we're going to end up needing more power eventually. Right now we're maxing out at 20 apiece for those generators. All right, what can we build? Now that we've got concrete being made, go ahead and grab some of that. What I'd like to do is start getting iron production ramped up as well. Can we do another mining machine? Yes. Okay. So let's do that. Now, if you look, what's the mining machine says? It says it has no power. It consumes 5 megawatts. Alright, I'm actually going to increase the size of this platform. Oh, we're out of concrete. And I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to put a smelter. Do I have the ability to make it? Yes, I do. Put it right here. And we're going to set it up to make iron ingots. Alright, now it might be time to get some of this biomass out of here. And feed it back into the generator. I imagine we're going to run out of power here in a very short amount of time. Yep, very close. Okay, so biomass, look how not fast that burns. So you see what I'm talking about. So we're going to take the remaining leaves we pulled out. So for the time being, we are going to end up being a slave to this stupid power system. So whenever you see stuff that can be turned into biomass, go ahead and pick it up. Once we get the chain, do we have the chainsaw? Do we have the ability to make the chainsaw yet? I'm not sure we do. I don't think that was part of our, I don't think that was part of our, what we unlocked. Okay. Alright. Well, anyway, let's go ahead, get this thing ready to go. Ah, we're running out of iron. We need more iron plates. Question is, do I have any more iron ingots? I do not. I have to get more. Okay, so we got to get some more out of the mining machines. Alright, there we go. We'll make some more iron ingots. Okay, that finishes crafting our iron. Let's go ahead and craft a bunch of iron plates. I wasn't paying attention to my outlets. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, put this there. Set it up for iron ingots. And then we're going to set up a constructor. It's immediately lined up with this bad boy. Now that constructor, we're going to construct iron plates with it. So we're going to tell it iron plate, so it's going to receive the iron ingots. Did I just dump a bunch of iron ingots in it? Yes, I did. Okay, so be it. Alright, so this constructor uses 4 megawatts. This uses 4. And the miner uses 5. So that has a grand total of 13 megawatts. And that is more than we have available right now. Okay, so that goes there. This goes there. This goes there. And there I go, maxing out the pole. I'm about to pop the circuit. Let me see if I can add biomass to this. Okay. No. I'm about to pop the circuit. So let's get the biomass out of here. Yep. Broke it. Alright. I'll show you what to do. So first of all, let's remove that biomass. Alright, and then I'm going to split that. I'm going to put half the biomass in there, half the biomass in here, and then take this fuse box, which is a big circuit breaker, and just pull the lever to reset the fuse. You're not resetting a fuse, you're resetting a circuit breaker. Get it right, people. Alright, so now what we've got the start of a foundation, which we will eventually put the entire factory on a foundation. But at least you know that this is the way to go. You have a nice snap grid that you can use, a snap 2 grid using these foundations. So just keep adding to it. And then we've got this making iron plates. Now we can put that to a storage container. We think we got enough materials to do that. All right, let's, you know what? Let's climb the ladder. All right. Put it right there. And run the conveyor right to there. Okay, this is a little, kind of a temporary little setup. But at least we've got something going. All right? Well, anyway, we're running kind of long here, so I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode now. But we'll come back and we'll cover more stuff, and we'll make this factory look a little better than it does right now, because right now it's pretty chaotic and not quite spaghetti, but we're definitely on the path to spaghetti. So we'll make that go away and tidy things up. But I think we got a lot covered. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you found that interesting. And certainly, if you got tips, I'd be glad to hear them. I'm sure everybody else would too. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.